Let me ask you something. Do you feel behind? Like no matter how hard you try, you're still not great at anything? Do you look around and feel like everyone else is moving faster, doing better, succeeding louder, while you're stuck watching, wishing, and wondering, will I ever be one of them? You scroll. You see people posting achievements, showing off skills, speaking fluently, creating businesses, building bodies, making money, getting attention, and you start to feel small. You ask, what's wrong with me? Why am I not an expert in anything yet? But let me tell you a truth the world doesn't talk about enough. Experts are not born. They are built in silence. In the early mornings when no one claps. In the late nights when the world sleeps. In the boring hours when motivation is dead. In the quiet grind where nobody sees your pain. Becoming great at anything. Speaking English, learning design, building a business, becoming a powerful speaker, creating a YouTube channel, writing, teaching, coding, marketing, leading, performing. It's not magic. It's a process. And that process doesn't belong to the gifted. It belongs to the obsessed, the disciplined, the focused, the ones who stopped waiting for motivation, stopped looking for permission, stopped comparing, and started doing. You don't need 100 talents. You don't need a perfect brain. You don't need a new course, a new app, or a new phone. You need a code that has built millions of self-made experts all over the world. A code that includes silent effort, painful practice, extreme patience, brutal honesty, and a lifelong obsession with growth. A code I'm going to give you right now. This is not just a video. This is your awakening. This is your system. This is your mastery. And once you understand it, once you live it, you'll never ask again, what should I do with my life? Because now you'll know you are meant to build greatness. From scratch, from silence, from obsession. This video is also great for your English. Every word you hear is helping you think, speak, and grow in English too. Mastery Rule 1. Kill the talent myth. Let's begin with the most dangerous lie in the world. Some people are just born for it. That one sentence has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. It makes people believe they have it. I wasn't chosen. I'll never catch up. I'm not one of the lucky ones. And because of that lie, they don't even try. But let me tell you the truth that successful people don't say out loud. Mastery has nothing to do with talent. It has everything to do with obsession. Most people you admire today, speakers, artists, athletes, CEOs, creators, were not born with anything special. They weren't fast. They weren't smart. They weren't gifted. They were just willing to look like beginners longer than everyone else. And that's what changed everything. Did you know Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team? He cried. He felt humiliated. But instead of quitting, he said, I took that personally. He trained every day, obsessively, and not just what he was good at. He trained his weaknesses. And that's what made him the greatest of all time. Not talent, obsession. What the world wants you to believe. She's just naturally confident. He's just gifted with English. They're lucky with talent. Wrong. What you're calling talent is just reps, pain, silence, and thousands of private hours. What you must believe instead, you are not untalented. You are not behind. You are not missing something. You're just early in the process. And that's good, because it means you have everything still ahead of you. Stop saying, I'm not talented enough. Start saying, I haven't trained enough. Yet. Because your skill level is not your destiny. Your effort level is. What to do right now. Choose one skill you want to master. Accept you'll be bad at it at first. Show up anyway. Repeat for months, and then years. And never say the word talent again. Talent might open the door, but obsession is what builds the castle mastery too. Pick one skill and go all in. Let's get brutally honest. Most people never become experts because they're too scattered. They want to learn English. They want to be a YouTuber. They want to learn coding. They want to start a business. They want to read books. They want to build muscles. They want everything. But they give 25% energy to each. Guess what that creates? Nothing. No mastery, no excellence, no edge. You cannot be amazing at 10 things at the same time. You must pick one and give it everything you have. That's what real masters do. They obsess, they focus, they choose one mountain, and they climb it like their life depends on it. Do you know why Bruce Lee was legendary? Because he said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." That's what focus looks like. Not chasing everything, not trying to impress anyone, just picking one skill and drilling it into your bones until it becomes who you are. If you want to master English speaking, stop multitasking with 10 apps. Just speak daily, study real conversations, and build depth. If you want to master editing, stop watching 50 YouTubers. Pick one software, one style, and practice creating videos every single day. If you want to be a powerful speaker, stop copying quotes. Start training your voice, writing your message, and delivering it out loud. Again and again. Here's what most people do. They get excited on Monday. Try something new on Tuesday. Quit by Friday. Feel guilty on Sunday. Repeat the cycle for years. This is why you're not an expert yet. Because your energy is divided. And divided energy equals divided results. They choose one, and they give it. Time. Focus. Practice. Study pain. Repetition. Self-control. Obsession. Even when it's boring. Even when it's hard. Even when no one's watching. If you try to chase two rabbits, you will catch none. But if you chase one with full focus, you'll catch it and eat like a king. Right now, not tomorrow. Pick your one skill. Ask yourself, if I could master one thing in the next 3 years, what would it be? What makes me excited, even when no one's watching? What am I willing to suffer for? Then, go all in. No more hesitation. No more, maybe later. Choose your mountain and climb it with fire in your soul. This is the second law of mastery. Pick one and go all in. The world is full of people who know a little about everything. But you're about to become world-class at something. And that will change your life forever. Mastery 3. Show up daily, even when it hurts. Here is the painful truth no one wants to hear. What you do when you don't feel like it defines who you become. Anyone can show up when it's easy, when motivation is high, when the sun is shining, when the coffee kicks in, when the comments are supportive, when everything feels exciting. But that's not mastery. That's mood-based action, and it's not sustainable. The truth? Masters show up when it's boring, when it's painful, when it's silent. There's a man who woke up every day at 4:30 a.m. to write. No audience, no fame, no book deal, just silence. Just the page, just the grind. After 7 years, he finally published a book. Nobody cared at first, but he kept going. Today, his name is James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, one of the most life-changing books ever written. It didn't come from luck. It came from consistent, invisible, lonely work. What experts? No skill doesn't grow on weekends. Talent doesn't expand in sprints. Mastery is built in the mundane, repetition, discipline, structure. Even if it's just 20 minutes a day, do it. Even if you're tired, even if it's imperfect. Because mastery doesn't ask for perfection. It demands presence. What happens when you show up daily? Your brain rewires. Your fear gets smaller. Your flow gets faster. Your confidence grows. Your identity changes. You go from, I hope I get better, to this is just who I am now. You must build this identity. I am the kind of person who trains daily. I am the kind of person who works when no one sees. I am the kind of person who does hard things quietly. This is how you break the old you. This is how you build the unrecognizable expert version of you. You don't need to feel inspired. You just need to keep your promise. Because the version of you you're dreaming about, they're already doing it. They're just waiting for you to catch up, one day at a time. Mastery 4. Embrace the 10,000-hour rule. Let's be real. If it were easy to be world-class, everyone would do it. But they don't. Because most people want success without time, results without repetition, skill without sweat. And that's not how this game works. It's the simple truth that world-class mastery in any skill takes approximately 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. That means 3 hours a day for 10 years, or 5 hours a day for 5 years, or 10 hours a day for 3 years. This is not punishment. This is the price of greatness. Before they became legends, before anyone screamed their name, they were playing 8 hours a night in German clubs for years, perfecting their sound. That's thousands of hours before they were even known. They were unknown, unseen, unpaid, but getting better every single day. That's the rule. Grind now, glory later. When reporters asked why he practiced for hours before every game, he said, "Because while they sleep, I'm working. While they rest, I improve." That's not talent. That's hour after hour of deliberate improvement. What most people do. They try something for 5 days, they quit. They complain that it's too hard. They scroll past real work. They expect genius in 30 days. But mastery doesn't care about your expectations. It rewards your repetitions. What you must do. Instead, fall in love with the long game. Track your hours. Celebrate the boring days. Obsess over the small wins. Go from "Am I good enough?" to "How many hours did I give this week?" 1 hour a day equals 365 hours a year. 2 hours a day equals 730 hours. In 3 years, you'll be ahead of 99% of people. Don't look at the whole mountain. Just take the next step. And the next hour. If I just give this skill 1 to 2 hours daily, no matter how slow I go, I will become unstoppable. And that mindset, that belief, that silent fire, that's what builds greatness. Mastery 5. Use Kaizen, the 1% rule. If there is one philosophy that has created the greatest companies, the greatest athletes, the greatest minds in the world, it is Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese word that means continuous improvement done daily. Not dramatic, not flashy, not viral, just 1% better every single day. Most people fail at mastering a skill not because they're lazy, but because they expect too much, too fast. They want fluent English in 2 weeks, 6-pack abs in 10 days, $10,000 per month in 30 days. Instant transformation. And when that doesn't happen, they quit. Because the expectations were unrealistic, but the disappointment felt real. That's where Kaizen saves your life. What Kaizen looks like in real life. You learn 5 new words a day and actually use them. You speak for 10 minutes in English, even if it's broken. You study one small technique in your craft and apply it. You track your daily progress, not for show, but for growth. You don't need to be twice as good tomorrow, just 1% better than yesterday. Let's say you improve your skill just 1% every day for 1 year. At the end of the year, you will be 37 times better than when you started. Not 2x, not 5 times, 37 times better. That's not theory, that's math. The reason Toyota became one of the world's best car companies wasn't just engineering, it was Kaizen. Every single employee, from the CEO to the factory floor, was trained to look for small improvements daily. Fix a small delay in the line. Shorten a screw turning motion by 0.5 seconds. Improve clarity on a checklist. Tiny things. But over time, they created one of the most efficient, reliable, and respected companies in the world. Ask yourself every night, what did I learn today? What got better? What confused me? How will I improve 1% tomorrow? Don't underestimate that 1% shift. Because while others are chasing massive breakthroughs, you'll be quietly building a level no one can match. Small disciplines repeated with consistency build miracles the world cannot ignore. Kaizen is the mindset of masters. You're never finished. You're always improving. You compete with who you were yesterday, not with others. Mastery 6. Learn from experts, not noise. Let me be brutally honest. In today's world, everyone looks like an expert. Perfect camera, confident voice, fake results, big promises. But here's the problem. Most people are teaching what they haven't done. They sell advice. They sell hacks. But they have no experience, no mastery, no truth. And if you learn from the wrong people, you'll build a broken system. That's why the real path to mastery must include this golden rule. Study those who've walked the fire, not those who've lit the match. Kobe didn't learn from random coaches. He studied Michael Jordan's tapes every day. Same footwork, same fadeaway, same attention to detail. He didn't just watch Jordan's games. He studied how he walked, how he breathed, how he held the ball. That's what it means to learn from a true master. Buffett didn't try to learn investing from 100 TikTok clips. He studied Benjamin Graham, a true expert in value investing. He read thousands of pages, not 30-second quotes. And because of that, he built generational mastery, not quick luck. Pick 1 to 2 real masters in your field. Read their work, study their interviews, understand their struggles. Copy their mindset, not their lifestyle. Don't try to be them. Instead, build your version of their wisdom. Don't follow someone because they look rich, they sound confident, they're popular, they go viral. That's not how mastery is passed down. Mastery is built by apprenticeship, even if the mentor doesn't know you. Ask this before you learn from anyone. Have they lived this truth? Have they suffered for this skill? Would I want their level of mastery? If the answer is no, don't learn from them. Learn from real fire, not just fireworks. Because when you study experts with real scars, you learn not just what to do, you learn how to think. And that's what makes you dangerous. Mastery 7. Teach what you learn. Here's a powerful truth. You don't truly know it until you can teach it. You can watch 100 hours of content. You can read 50 books. You can take every course in the world. But if you can't explain what you know in simple, clear language, you don't really own the knowledge. Because real mastery is not shown by how much you know. It's shown by how well you can make others understand. When you try to teach what you learn, something magical happens. You start to organize your thoughts. You realize what you don't fully understand. You get better at clarity, focus, and communication. You stop pretending and start refining. Teaching exposes your gaps and forces you to level up. Example: Feynman won the Nobel Prize in physics. But what made him legendary wasn't just brilliance. It was how he explained complex science in child-level simplicity. He believed this rule: if you can't explain it to a 12-year-old, you don't truly understand it. He used chalkboards, simple stories, and real-life examples, and turned the most confusing topics into beautiful clarity. That's not talent. That's mastery through teaching. Let's say you're learning English. Don't just memorize vocabulary. Try explaining new words to someone, or even to yourself. Create example sentences. Speak like you're teaching someone who's just starting. If you're learning coding, don't just copy code. Teach yourself out loud why every line exists. If you're learning public speaking, record short audio where you explain a topic clearly. After every lesson, write down, how would I teach this to a 10-year-old? Create 60-second audio summaries of what you've learned. Teach one friend, one stranger, or even your mirror. Don't teach because you know everything. Teach to find out what you truly know. When you teach, something massive happens. You stop saying, "I'm still learning," and you start saying, "I'm someone who knows and shares." You become a leader, not just a student. You become a creator, not just a consumer. When you teach what you learn it twice as deeply and live it 10 times more powerfully. So don't wait to be an expert to teach. Teaching is what makes you an expert. Mastery 8. Track like a scientist. Here's one of the biggest reasons people fail at becoming experts. They never measure their progress. So they feel like they're going nowhere, even when they're quietly improving. If you can't see your progress, you'll start to believe the lie that you're not improving. That's where the mindset of a scientist saves you. A scientist doesn't say, "I hope this works." They say, "Let me test this. Let me measure results. Let me adjust if it fails." That's how you must treat your skill. Whether you're learning English, marketing, design, guitar, coding, public speaking, business, you must track your work. How to track like a scientist. Simple, powerful methods. Daily practice log. What did I practice today? For how long? What felt hard? What improved? Weekly review sheet. What 3 wins did I have? What's one mistake I made? What needs more attention? Progress video/voice logs. Record yourself once a week, speaking, playing, performing, explaining. Watch your growth over time. Score your effort, not just outcome. On a scale of 1 to 10, how focused was I today? Not how perfect, how present. Gold medalist swimmers don't just swim. They record lap times, measure stroke efficiency, monitor fatigue, compare results. They track everything, because in mastery, 0.01% improvement matters. The ones who actually master English fluency. Track new words daily. Revisit old mistakes weekly. Record speaking challenges monthly. Log confidence level per week. It's not about being fluent in 30 days. It's about building a feedback loop that makes improvement inevitable. What you don't track, you won't notice. What you don't notice, you won't improve. Your brain plays tricks. Sometimes it says, you're not improving. But if you look at your logs, your videos, your charts, you'll see proof of growth, and that proof will destroy self-doubt. You don't need to post your progress. Track for you, not for likes. One day the world will ask, how did you get so good? And you'll smile, because you've got the receipts. Mastery 9. Train in silence. Let results make the noise. Let me tell you something the world doesn't teach anymore. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Not your friends, not your family, not your classmates, not Instagram, not the world. You don't need applause right now. You don't need attention. You don't need permission. You just need to build in silence. Why silence is your superpower? Because in the early stages of mastery, you'll look foolish. You'll sound uncertain. You'll feel slow. You'll fail in private. And that's exactly why you must protect the process with silence. People give up not because they're weak, but because they open their mouth too early. They tell the world what they're going to do. They announce goals they haven't earned yet. They chase the dopamine of likes, views, praise, without building the skill. And when the hype fades, so does their motivation. When you train in silence, you become obsessed with practice, not performance. You fall in love with progress, not popularity. You build discipline without an audience. You protect your dream from judgment. And one day, when the world sees what you've become, they'll say, "When did you get so good?" And you'll smile. Because you didn't shout, you showed. Vincent van Gogh created over 900 paintings. He sold only one during his lifetime. But he kept painting. He didn't paint for applause. He painted because he had to create. And now, his silence speaks across centuries. Bruce Lee trained in secret for hours every day, mastering moves the world had never seen. He didn't try to impress. He tried to evolve. And when he finally performed, the world had never seen anything like it. A student learning English who never posts, never brags, never boasts, but speaks every single day, records themselves, studies pronunciation, rewrites vocabulary. 1 year later, when they speak fluently, people say, "Did you join some course?" They didn't. They just trained in silence. Now the result makes the noise. Practice without posting. Track without bragging. Improve without announcing. Create without explaining. Stay focused when others want attention. Because when you stay silent, your obsession becomes sacred. And sacred obsessions create unbreakable results. Disappearance is not giving up. It's returning to the lab. It's disappearing from distractions, disappearing from comparison, disappearing from fake urgency. So you can build something real. Don't show the world what you're working on. Show them what you've become. You've now received the 9 mastery rules. You've heard the truth that no one else tells you. Not the fake success pages, not the quick fix coaches, not the 30-second hacks, but the real path, the raw path, the unsexy, unstoppable, unbreakable path to becoming the best at anything. Let's be honest, it's not going to be easy. You're going to want to quit. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to get tired. You're going to feel invisible. But here's the difference. Now you know the code. Now you have the system. Now you have the truth. And the truth is, you were never behind. You were just unfocused. You were never untalented. You were just undisciplined. You don't need more motivation. You need more reps, more presence, more consistency. And starting today, you give yourself that. Pick your one skill. Show up daily. Embrace the 10,000-hour truth. Improve by 1% every day. Learn from real experts. Teach what you learn. Track your growth. Train in silence. And never forget this. You don't need to tell the world who you are becoming. Just become it. Because when the world finally sees you, they won't believe their eyes. But you will. Because you built it all in silence. If this video spoke to your soul, don't just watch it, live it, save it, come back to it. And above all, become the person no one saw coming. That's mastery, and it's waiting for you. For sure. If this video helped you,